What's up, YouTube? I'm Brandon. You're back in the Gilstrap Garage. Still grinding on the Lowrider. Another week, another episode, another day for me. But I was just gonna start bolting on some of the little parts and doing a couple little things that, you know, aren't that important. My goal today is handlebars. That's a big one. Handlebars and brakes, that's what I really want done. But I wanted to clear some of these little parts I have off of his parts table here. So I was like, okay, I'll just throw the rear tail light on real quick. For the record, I am not a fan of Moon's MC lights. Simply for the fact they're pretty much just marked up Chinese products. I mean, that's how I see them. I don't know. They may be doing some of their own stuff, but I've actually had more of their lights fail on me than I have like the Amazon brand. Now, I'm not saying don't support small business. That I would spend your money on a small business before you spend it on a company like Amazon or whatever. I just don't buy Moon's products. Besides the point, I was just going to plug it in and leave it. This is an integrated light, but he already had these alloy art strut mounted turn signals here. And then I came in here and saw that they've already been spliced and soldered together. So what we'll do, since they're already cut up and not factory anymore, is I'm gonna cut into them and I'm gonna integrate it so we have the strut mount and the tail light mount. I'm gonna work on that right now. I got a brand new solder iron that I get to bust open. We'll see how it works. But that's the goal now. Time to get into some wiring. We're gonna have to do some up front too. I already took my power probe. Oh, disconnected my ground. I took my power probe here, brown, if I remember. Let's see, can you see me doing it? Brown was right, green was left. Yep, brown right, green left. I already figured out what lights I need to put where, or what wires I need to put where, I should say. That's in the way, everything's getting in the way. Tore down one of my shelves. I clear out some space. I got a buddy of mine coming to take my ugly old workbench over there on Monday. Swap meets tomorrow. Still on a ton of stuff at the swap meet. Like, the truck is loaded down already. Price to sell. I don't want anything that I bring back. I have to move, and I don't want to do that. So, selling everything. Oh my God, I'm sick. I need to buy a legit mount for this thing. Now it's upside down. So I can tell you what's gonna happen right now is I'm gonna mute this, lay some different audio over it probably, and put it in fast forward. So I'm gonna play some music. Alright, here's where we're at with it. I think you guys saw I got the lights working. After an ordeal, I got this license plate frame on. The powder didn't allow the bolts that we needed to go in there, so I had to make it up a little bit, do my own thing with it. It's on there, looks good. We're gonna throw on these key bags. I picked them up from them yesterday. So hopefully that goes nice and easy. It should. We'll pop these off. We'll get one side on. I'll knock out the other, and then start working my way up to the front. No, actually that's a lie. I gotta do that rear brake right there. But bags first. No. Blah, 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 blah. Brake first, then bags. I hope that's recording normal and not the time lapse. This right here. Pads are spaced. Okay, I think we need to put one more shim in there because I think it's hitting the keeper. Kidding. I would really like to only run 3 washers in there. I feel like it would be better engagement on the rotor. Yeah? You stayed in the box? Let's get these brakes bled. Got the cap popped off. I'm gonna pull all this old fluid out, a lot of it anyway. .4 from a sealed container. Yo, what's up YouTube? I'm Brandon. You're back in the Gill Strap Garage. And this is still actually probably in the same video from a couple days ago because I know I got super choppy. This thing, like, I cannot get this pile of parts to shrink on this table. Right now I've got the old bars torn off. I got the externals pulled out. I've got the front brakes hooked up. I've got the back brakes hooked up, and I think they're fully bled. There's a little more travel in it. Nah, there's got to be more air in that. That's not tight enough for me. So I still got to work on bleeding back brakes. Got to work on bleeding front brakes. I hate bleeding brakes. It's like my least favorite job to do. So that's where we're at with it. I'm trying to knock bars out right now. Video might still be pretty spotty on what I got going on with this thing. We're gonna run some wire right now. I think somebody's here to buy something from my wife. I'll show you how I pull my wire through. And I've got help coming today, so the video may be pretty spotty, but I'm gonna keep you posted on what we're doing on this bike. I don't know, let's pull some wire. So I've got this side through already. Doesn't come out the side that you want, you need to cap it because it takes the path of least resistance. Okay, so you'll probably be able to see I started taping back here and I spiral it, like wrap it around and go all the way past the end of the connectors. Try not to put the connectors in a spot where they're gonna get pulled on too much as you're pulling your wire. These bends and the bars are going to be kind of difficult to get past. Sometimes I'll have to grease them if they don't come out very easy. Yes, look at that. I love when they don't fight too much. Just let that hang out like that. We're gonna tape up the left side, and actually we're running a switch on the housing on the left side to run our new Baja lights. I hate how other mechanics, hobbyists, whatever, enthusiasts, just feel so free to ask you to borrow your tools all the time when they need something for a job. Like, I have worked hard to get to this point and spent a lot of money to get the tooling that I need. If you want to do the same thing, then you need to do the same thing. If you want to do this stuff, then you need to be willing to spend the money every time. I understand being in a pinch because you didn't realize you were going to need a tool and you got to, hey, help me out real quick. You know, go to wherever they're at, use the tool. But then right after that, you should be buying that thing yourself. I'm gonna pull this back out and retape it. I don't like the way it feels. If you guys want the worst electrical tape in the world, head over to your local Harbor Freight. Guaranteed to not stick to anything. Alright, YouTube. So I'm gonna tell you what happened. I had help show up after that last clip that you saw. He did some handlebars and stuff for me on another Sportster project, and I just plugged away at that bike. So I finished the bars up, then I mounted the crash bar. Yeah, mounted the crash bar, mounted the Baja lights, put the front fairing on, did the front brakes, bled the brakes, installed a new clutch cable, not a new clutch cable. Just started putting everything back together. That night, I worked until about 10, 11 o'clock at night. The next day, I put in like another 12 or 14 hours on that bike, just plugging away at it. The next day, he was ready to pick it up on Wednesday. He was coming up. I'm like, hey, everything should go real smooth. The bike will be ready to go. I'll be able to test ride it. I went to go change out some rotor bolts. I went to go change out some rotor bolts, and I snapped one off. So I started plugging away at that, grinding, drilling, tapping. It was a stainless steel bolt, so it was not fun to do. Got it out of there, and then I fired it up. You can watch that clip. Well, in just a second, one more story. After I got this thing fired up, I had no time to test ride it, no time to do anything. He took off. I started going down like a home pass. Said he had a red light flashing on. I said, well, let's monitor it, see what happens. Then he started losing throttle response, and then I told him, okay, well, obviously you got to bring the bike back. So he brings it back, and I think it was related to, well, a couple things had happened. One, I found out that even after I changed exhaust gaskets after we fired it up for the first time, I had to do them again. I don't know, those flat gaskets just weren't really working that well. We needed to go to a tapered style gasket. And some of the wires that I found that were chopped up and soldered that I wanted to fix, I fixed a bunch of them, but it wasn't good enough because soldering CAN bus is very, very temperamental sometimes. So I changed out a wire harness, got them going, and this is the bike. to the world's worst YouTuber on not showing me finish this bike, but I was legit out of time. I was a day behind on the deadline, almost 2 days the way it worked out. And I really had to get this bike done. I didn't have time to be doing the set the camera up, talk to the camera, do all this. I plugged away at this thing for, no kidding, like 2 whole days straight. I am stoked with the results. I can't wait to see the dyno results. Those should be, well, I don't know. He had to push back the dyno appointment because of some of the problems we ran into, but still excited to get those results and know what that bike made, because it's fast, man. Like, you hit 3rd gear on the throttle and you're like 80, 90 miles an hour already. It is fast. So thank you for watching. Thank you for following this series. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we got future projects coming. I'll be in another state by the time this video comes out. So let's get some customers rolling in the Omaha area. And let's handle your projects. Let's do that build. Let's get you ripping around. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.